Hey, what's happening, guys? I'm going to do a quick long-term review of the Pro Boat Zelos that I did. My last video was on, I do believe. We're going to make it short and sweet, but then I got a new project to show you. Hang out, you want to see that. It's pretty cool. But we're going to do this real quick and we'll go over a few things. First things, both of the electrical connections on this boat, I had to either bypass. One was the kill switch. Found out that's not waterproof. No big deal. I just bypassed it. When I kill the motor, I just stick my finger in there and choke off the carburetor. Eventually, I do want to add a remote kill to this boat. Just haven't done it yet. The other thing was, in the back, you have your on-off switch down in there for your servos. That also is not even close to being waterproof. Basically, I just went with a straight-up battery connection, bypass the switch, and it just makes it so much easier. There's a little cover back there you can pop off, do your connection, and pop it back on. It's not a big deal. One other issue I ran in with this boat is the original throttle servo that they stuck in the boat. They did it haphazardly, and they stripped the wires down on the bottom of the servo. They stripped all the covering off of it. Of course, they started to corrode. They eventually shorted out. You can't see them until you take it out, so that's something else you might want to check. Trying to think. The only other problem I've had is I did have one of the clutch bolts back out on me. Not a big deal. Took it apart, Loctited it back in place, and it's been good to go. Motor's been flawless. The clutch works great. It's been a really fun boat. Just eliminated those few little electrical issues, and I highly recommend this boat. If you want to get into something that'll handle a little bit of rough water, it's been a really good boat. I've had a lot of fun. Probably about 15 plus hours on it at this point. Like I say, each run, I'm generally out for 15-20 minutes each run, and by now I got to have around 15 hours on this boat. So it's been very reliable, very good, and highly recommend. Alright, let's move on to the new project. Check this out. Woo, check that out. That is a 70-inch, hence the number. That's a 70-inch Central Marine, RC Marine is the one who built this hull. And it's patterned after an Outer Limits, a 43-foot Outer Limits, you know, a real full-size boat. I just got done with this boat. It was a project. All you get is the hull. Everything else has to be bought separately, and you have to install everything yourself. It's the first boat build, so we're going to learn. We have not had it in the water. I just fired it up yesterday for the first time outside. Running a Futaba system for the radio. I did a range check, and I was out to 1,200 feet behind my house, and it was still in range, and I just literally ran out of room. So that's like a ridiculous amount of range. Unlike the Pro Boat Zelos, the Spectrum system, man, you're lucky if you get 300 feet. So I'm going to be upgrading that boat to the Futaba system. But for now, this boat, like I say, it's patterned after an Outer Limits 43-footer. It's got the dual steps in there. Beautiful looking boat. I had to go ahead. It's a gas motor. There's no instructions telling you how much ventilation to give it. I just kind of went off of the Zelos, cut a couple big window holes here. I think the original, or the actual Outer Limits boat, the full-size one, doesn't have a support here in the window, but I wanted to leave one in here just to give it a little more support, and I've also added a little brace behind there. And then we went ahead and drilled a bunch of holes in the back for plenty of ventilation. It came all white gel coat, so I painted the red, did some of the decals, stickers, did all the holes, a little bit of black paint. I don't know how good this camera's going to see, but here's the tail end. We got some 4-inch long trim tabs. They're adjustable. Stinger out drive. For now, we got a brand new 3-blade. I also have a 2-blade to try out. So we're just taking guesses right now with the props. I'm not that knowledgeable, so we're just going to start with something and go from there. We got water intake for the rudder. There's the exhaust up in there, and let's pop the top off for you. Nothing fancy inside this boat. I kept everything just functional, shall we say. I used an Enforcer fuel tank. That is a Gizmo GZR motor. It's their 7.7 horsepower Pro Mod motor. Like I said, I've just ran it on the hose out in the backyard for about 20 minutes, 15 minutes, get a little bit of break in. I was very meticulous with everything I did on this boat, making sure everything was run nice and neat. All my lines are held in place with brackets. I am running a clutch. That's a GZR clutch. Seems like real nice quality, so we'll see how that holds up. Got your T-bar here, fully adjustable, which is nice. You can adjust that in any which way, shape, or form. I had to go ahead and do my own stringers. I could have got them sent with stringers, but I wanted to do my own. So I got them all fiberglassed in. Waterproof servo, waterproof servo. These are just little Tupperware things. I got my little 4 AA batteries in there and an on-off switch. I was a little leery with going with a LiPo battery because I got a lot of money invested in this boat, and I didn't want to risk having a LiPo fire and watching all that money sink. So we went with the little 4 little AA's, and a lot of people like them, I guess. And this one here, just got your receiver in there, and there's actually a remote ignition kill there too. Of course, your antenna goes right out there, which is nice. But I was very meticulous with everything I mounted. I got some flotation in the back. I went ahead and sealed off the back after I put flotation in there, fiberglassed it in. And for the front, I just used a bunch of pipe, whatchamacallit there, insulation pipe foamies. So I got a bunch of them packed in there, and they're in there nice and tight, so that'll supply plenty of flotation, and those things weigh next to nothing. So the pipe is from, most of the parts I order are from Gizmo, GZR, the pipe, and there's a few small items I ordered from Zip Kits. So I was trying to think, I think that's about it. Got my 2 water outlets over here, top and bottom, one for the header pipe and one for the motor. And let's see, there's a little tour around the boat. Beautiful bottom boat, beautiful bottom. I had to make up another stand, obviously. There was a few flaws in the top portion of this boat. The bottom portion was pretty much flawless. Like I say, it came with white gel coat. The hatch was flawless. The top of the boat had some small imperfections around the rub rail, so I didn't feel like painting the whole boat, so we cleaned them up. We went with a little bit of white pinstripe tape, and that worked out pretty good. We'll see how it holds up. So, but that's the latest project. We just got it tested yesterday, as far as, you know, in the backyard, running the motor. Did a little range test. I had 1,200 feet. That's ridiculous. So hopefully we'll be getting this in the water here soon, and we'll try and shoot a video before it gets too cold, and we'll see what Mother Nature gives us. So kind of late in the season to be doing this, messing with boats, but I couldn't resist. It's been a fun project. So alright guys, we'll catch you later. See ya.